All right, so wanted to spend just a few minutes and show you one of the easy ways to draw your group out and for us to communicate better or for you to communicate with whoever you're coaching with. Um, if you're coaching with me, this is how I prefer to draw it out just so we're on the same page and so we're speaking the same language. So what you want to do is draw out your personal enrollment tree, and you can do that in your back office. You go under organization, enrollment tree viewer, and you'll be able to see this. So for many of you, your enrollment tree is probably going to look like this. It'll just be one level, and that's okay for now when you get started. But the goal is to start building depth in your enrollment tree and draw that out. Now, our binary and our enrollment tree are two separate things. I'm going to talk about that here in just a little bit. But the enrollment tree is what you and I really have influence over. Those are the people that we bring in and they bring in, etc. Okay? So what you want to do is draw your name, Joe, or whatever your name is. You want to put that there. And then just draw a line and put on your right side and your left side. And I don't know if this is inverted on the video, but so your left and your right side, okay? And here's what we want to look at is these would be the people that you personally sponsored. They'll all show up like this on your enrollment tree. So we're trying to keep it looking almost like the website. And then, so let's say you sponsored this person here to this year, level one, and then you rotated the pattern and then they sponsored somebody. Then you rotated the pattern, they sponsored somebody. And then that person actually went out and went manager. So you might want to put, their name here and the fact that they're a manager. If they are in fact a manager, it looks like they would be. So those are the things that you want to look at. And then now we have a good picture of your right team in your enrollment tree. And also you want to look at your volume in your enrollment tree, which in this case is 1,400 points. I'm just, making this up obviously, but you'd be at 1,400 points here. And your binary volume sometimes can be different, but in this case, it's 1,400 points. Why is that? Well, it's because this is on my right team. In this case, it might be left for you, but it was my inside leg or the leg that I built on my own, that I started on my own. Okay, so your volumes typically will be pretty close to matching there. It'll all be in your enrollment tree. Now, on your left side, let's say this was a little bit bigger and maybe somebody in your upline helped you a little bit and built a little bit of volume, but you want to do the same thing. You want to draw your enrollment tree here. Now you can see there's a big imbalance in what we want to do ultimately is get both of our teams about the same size so we can cycle back and forth in the binary, okay? And I'm going to talk about that in just 1 second. So your left here again, you want to draw the group out as it looks in your enrollment tree. Now I know many of you are not going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 levels deep in your enrollment tree yet, but you'll get there, okay? And so let's just say, for argument's sake, this enrollment tree volume is 5,260, and then your binary volume is 6,825. So there is a difference there. Why? Because there are some people in your binary that you can cycle from and you can make money in the binary part of the compensation plan. People that aren't in your enrollment tree. But we only have influence with people in the enrollment tree. So the other thing we want to keep track of probably is who's showing up on the Thursday Zoom, and maybe you put a little star by them or something like that in a different color. You can color code it however you want. And then also the date of enrollment. When you write this out on a piece of paper or however you do it, it's important to know that, because now I know, like, let's say this person here got started in July. Well, here we are at the time of this recording. We're in late September. And my question would be, what's going on with this person? Well, they went on vacation or they got sick or whatever. We need to be able to talk through that. What happened with them? Why is this group not growing? And maybe it's simple, something very simple like, wow, if they could get a call from somebody in their support team, might be able to answer some of their questions and get them fired up, and then we can get this group growing as well. You follow me? So that's the purpose of drawing this out, so we can strategize and figure out what are the next best steps through the PDCA process, which will be, I'm going to make another video on how to draw out your PDCA sheet. So there'll be two things when you're coaching with your upline. Moving on upline, you want to have this drawn out group, and then you want to have your PDCA, kind of your goal sheets and what's your plan for the week. Okay? I'll be back with another video on the PDCA.